Hello again. This is the CodeReady version of the observer design pattern. Now, the observer design pattern is kind of the opposite of the visitor design pattern. In the observer design pattern, we will have a weather news source and we will notify the agencies and reporters who are trying to retrieve the weather information from weather news from the source. So let's take a look at the main method. We will have a weather news class and we will implement two different customer types, one for agency and one for the reporter. So we will say, actually we will store these customers inside the weather news, inside the source, and the weather news will notify the observers, the agency and the reporter. They will get the message, and then the reporter, the last customer, will remove itself from the list. It's kind of unsubscribing, and we will notify them again. Let's take a look at the weather news. This is actually the most complicated class in this example. Weather news will hold the list of customers inside. It will be the implementation. Actually, there will be implementations of the customer interface. This is an interface. Now we have an interface because we would like to implement more than one kind of observer. In this example, an agency and reporter. We are not stuck with one type of observer. We can have lots of different observers as long as they override the getWeather method. So we have add customer and remove customer methods for subscribing and unsubscribing. And the most important business logic inside the observable, the weather news, is notify customers. This will randomly generate a weather information, and it will propagate the weather information to the customers, to each of the customers. Here is the for loop. So based on the random number, we will generate cold, warm, or hot weather, and the reporter will print out the information that it got from the weather news. So this one is the observer, weather news is the observable. Reporter are expecting weather news to send some kind of information, some kind of message to itself, and the reporter will process that information however they want. You see, weather news doesn't care about the logic behind the getWeather method. We have used an interface. We have implemented getWeather methods inside reporter and agency. So they are totally independent from the observable, the weather news. And there's a difference in the agency. The agency doesn't care about the warm weather. So if the weather is cold or hot, agency will print out the information. Both the agency and reporter will have a random generated integer ID because later on we would like to be able to remove them from the customers by looking at the IDs in the customer list. We will remove them and tell the message. So let's run the main method to see what it does. Yes, first weather was warm, and the reporter 95 got the message, but the agency didn't care about the weather because it was warm. So, and after the first message, the customer 95, which was the reporter, has left, unsubscribed, and we have notified the observers again, notified the customers again, and only agency got the cold weather information because reporter doesn't exist in the customer list anymore. We have removed it. So that's basically all about the observer design pattern. I'll see you in the next implementation video. Thank you for watching.